everybody, and welcome to AJOB. This is number 15, called Technology and Information. Where are we really? It's a blog that's been up on the website, a blog that's been up on the website for a few days now. And I felt like doing an AJOB for this, so here we are. I'm just going to print it out right now. The intro music there was to something I did a long time ago, 4 years ago, called The Adams Show. While most people weren't video vlogging back then, I was vlogging instead of blogging. I enjoyed talking on a camera more so than typing, but in the last little while I've gotten into typing as well. Now I'm just, if you bear with me momentarily, I'm going to print this out. And here it comes. We're at AJOB 15. Go figure. I didn't think that, well, I kind of did figure that this would run on for a while. Like, the Adams Show went, I think, probably 13 episodes, webisodes, or whatever you want to call it. And Lunchtime with Adam, which is another old one that I did, starting from maybe 2004 or 5, that one went on for 100 lunches, 100 episodes. Put some color, bring some color into this situation. So, technology and information, where are we really? It's a rather long one, so we should probably get into it. I've been thinking this last week about where we really are technologically. Hey, come over here. Back in 2009, I had a pretty vivid dream about what I assumed was technology from some far distant future. In the dream, the technology even had a name. It was called Ghost Whisper Ballistics. Here's the 2 articles I wrote about the particular dream, and then on the website I link to articles I wrote about the dream. If you are on the website now watching this, you can just click the hyperlink and follow it. As I've been musing over the issue, an immediate question comes to mind, namely, do we in the West possess the latest in technological advancements? Pondering that, I have to take into consideration all the examples throughout history where the social elites keep the masses deprived. I just watched this last month, and it is pretty evident that Kim Jong-il is currently, to a great extent, keeping 24 million people stuck in the 1930s. And then on the website, I linked to a video, The Vice Guide to North Korea, where the guys from Vice magazine get into North Korea, which is apparently impossible. 99.9% of the people, outsiders will never, outside, like non-North Koreans, non-natural citizens will be able to, no tourists will be able to get in there. So they go in and they show how crazy in 1930s backwards-ish North Korea is. And as I consider that, it seems self-evident that common knowledge says that public technology is always 30 years behind what is actually in existence. But then Tesla comes to mind, Nikola Tesla. Wireless and unlimited free energy, weather modification, high-powered lasers, all already discovered almost a century ago, and by the same man who is responsible for your AC current right now. Like how Niagara Falls powers half the continent, he invented that too, in the 1800s. Same man, different inventions. Some we consider cutting edge by today's standards. Also, he died penniless. Coincidentally, he dealt with J.P. Morgan. Go figure. And then I link to the Wikipedia page under the 1800s. There was a challenge set forth to whoever could generate electricity from Niagara Falls first, or whatever. And you know, Tesla and Thomas Edison, I guess, were at some sort of war as to who could do it first. And, you know, Tesla ultimately got that victory. The story goes, and this is public information, that J.P. Morgan and his business associates didn't much fancy the idea of unlimited free wireless electricity channeled from the ionosphere. Not so good for sales, you see, not good for profit. And so they had this free electricity tower destroyed, and his life's work, for the most part, snuffed out of the mainstream into the background. Again, in the early 1900s. Let's not forget that it's a matter of public record that as early as the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force had fully functioning man-made flying saucers. And take a look at the link there. You'll see Google images of 1950s flying saucers, and apparently a conspiracy theory. You know, I wasn't there, so I can't verify it. But the Germans and the Nazi regime in the 1930s and 40s were using advanced UFO, man-made UFO flying technology type saucer technology. You know, I wasn't there, so I can't verify that. But there's people that are older than I am that say that that's what was going on. So we can start to see a pattern of secrecy here. We can begin to accept that maybe we too, not entirely unlike China, are being firewalled off from information in ways that some geo-elite see fit. To me, it seems apparent that one of the many hurdles we all have to overcome along this train of thought is, but not here, because my government doesn't do that to me here. In truth, we all know this to be a lie, but maybe as a result of mainstream media or cultural pride, we find it challenging to admit to ourselves that we may in fact be on the reception end of a carefully designed plan by world elites to keep us from advanced technology and information. It happens in North Korea and in China right now, right here on the same planet Earth. Is it happening to you too? So how much do we know? How much is being kept from us? This is where, without help, we will only be speculating. Our help comes from the brief list of technological suppression that I've already mentioned. Also, we have whistleblowers and many people in certain positions who feel compelled to leak information out to the public. Many of these people leak their information online, but because of the convoluted nature of sites like Google and YouTube video, we find ourselves not wanting to give our entire credence to claims that are made. Fortunately, the mainstream media is now being forced to concede to the growing wave of independent researchers of these matters, and as a result, we are starting to see shows like Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura, a show which has already covered one of Tesla's high-tech inventions, HARP, as discussed in the previous video I linked above. Personally, I don't consider it much of a conspiracy when you're talking about an invention openly admitted to have been created back in the early 1900s, but that's me. An interesting note about the Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura episode about HARP. I recommend that you watch that. But they go and they talk. They see the guys at HARP in Alaska at the array there, and they don't even mention Tesla the entire True TV episode. And Jesse Ventura doesn't even mention Tesla. Like, this is technology that. Like, I watched it when it came out, so maybe he hints at Tesla, but I don't remember in my mind. I don't remember him mentioning Tesla invented this, you know, as a weapon, or it could be used as a weapon, which is why Tesla didn't. He kept it on the back burner and didn't want to have these schematics released and all that. So anyway, off topic. So again. The question arises, how much is being kept from us? We're being told that 3D movies and 3D TV is the cutting edge of technology, but at the same time we can clearly see that we're being lied to about what cutting technology we as the public have access to. We know full well that long ago we could have switched to the electric car, or that we could have all powered our vehicles with water, but here we sit in this constricted version of technology. And then I show a video where there's a guy on mainstream news powering his car with water. He creates some atomic electricity water hybrid, and he could weld with it, and he powers a car with it. And I mean, people that are older than me, the generation before me, knows that in the 60s or 70s they had the electric car. You could see TVs in the car, and the electric car, it just never took off. Pondering the electric car, maybe because some of the forces that prevented Tesla from realizing his free energy to the whole world vision also see a water-powered vehicle as a loss to profit. We know that there are a group of people who are hoarding all this unknown advanced technology, keeping it for themselves and keeping it from us, just like North Korea and in China. And maybe even for similar reasons. We know about the giant underground bunkers all over the continent for power, for continuity of agenda, for control, for profit. And then I link to a video that shows, same again, Jesse Ventura and his conspiracy theory show, where he goes and talks to people who are building underground silos for, December 21st, 2012, and he shows some of the underground military bunkers in Colorado under the Denver airport and scattered throughout the United States. And it's serious stuff. Like, watch the video, I recommend. I mean, these are high-tech, underground, hardened facilities. That makes me think about ancient civilizations, about Atlantis, about the generation that lived to see the pyramids built, about... and as the accomplished author Graham Hancock will plainly tell you in this video, this next video, he has performed countless scuba dives all over the edges of practically every continent on this planet, and he has seen and documented ancient sunken ruins and underwater temples from civilizations easily dated to 10,000 years ago. Again, all over the world, not just off the coast of Mexico. And then I linked to a Project Camelot interview with Graham Hancock, and really interesting interview if you can watch it. And his books, I recommend those as well. So I think about these ancient civilizations, and I think of how many modern scientists are still baffled by many things the ancients left us. We wonder, how could they have built these amazing structures with their primitive technology, since it's clearly obvious that we are at the tip of the spear of technology at this point in time, and we still can't create these things like the ancients did with such accuracy. But remember, there we go again with that hurdle in our thinking. We are the most technologically advanced. Are we? If the ancient civilizations we are discussing did in fact have advanced technology, would the public know about it? Now answer me like a North Korean. Now answer me like you're Chinese. Now answer me like a 1940s German. Now answer me like an American. Do you see my point? It's almost painfully obvious in this cloud of witnesses that even if the ancient civilizations we muse over today had the most advanced of anti-gravity, laser-guided, alien, zero-point technology, energy harnessing technologies, rather, we would most likely never be told so by our geo-elites. If there really were giant aliens or fallen angels ruling over our ancestors openly, we'd never be the wiser. And if that information were to be left somewhere in print, it would most likely be hidden away today in the catacombs of some underground museum in the Vatican. If Earth were hollow and the center of every planet were a black hole like the center of atoms or tornadoes, would they tell you? Probably not. If there really were portals to inner Earth or intergalactic stargates off the coast of Yemen and on the 19.47 latitude markers of every planet, would Fox cover it? Probably not. If there was a secret space program that used NASA as a front to make you think that the pinnacle of our space exploration has been a shuttle, a moon landing, and the ISS, would it matter? Side topic to that, when this guy, the David Brand, I forgot his last name, I don't even know if his name's David, the owner of Virgin, he's chartering private jets, private flights to space. If he, as the owner of Virgin Airlines and media, has the capability privatized to charter flights to space, what do you think, these secret space programs and the government has? What would change about your day-to-day life if the center of Earth really wasn't a solid ball of metal, but in fact a black hole sun which illuminated inner Earth? How would it affect your life if other planets were civilized, but on the inside? What would change for you if you found out the first 6 chapters of Genesis take place inside the hollow Earth, and the following deluge are the flushing out of humanity from this Shangri-La, as the Dalai Lama would put it? And then I show a video, a short documentary about a presentation about how the Earth is in fact hollow, and there's life on the inside of the Earth, put it that way. And then I link to a group of scientists who are seriously planning a current trek via a giant icebreaker ship to the hollow Earth through one of the pole entrances. Now, an untimely death has prevented their journey.